Well, I thought it was going to storm, but it didn't. It's great. I'm tired of rain. But this is one section of my gable ladder. I got the end cut up here at the same angle as I got the rafters cut, or it should be close anyway. I made this 9 foot long. Then the other part would be roughly right around 8 foot, somewhere along in there or close to it. It's all according to how far I let well, I got to trim all my end boards, but every one of them sticking out a little bit different lengths. So I got to, either I got to put me a string on it, either I got to add to some, or either you don't have to move it up and just cut them all, snip them all off some or something. I haven't decided yet exactly what I'm going to do with that, but that's something I've got to do. Ever how I'm going to do it. I mean, I got to get on it. So I can get these gables up there, these gable ladders. I got to know how long that's going to be, so I know how long to make the other part of this. But I can go and make 3 more of these. Got to have 2 for each end, so I can work on this, you know, till I decide what I'm going to do with that other stuff. But I'll record a little bit of this. I mean, it ain't going to be nothing exciting or anything like that, but give me some content to put online. There we go. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take this one, set it somewhere in there. Trying to figure out how it's going to be the best way to set this up there. I ain't really decided yet exactly how I'm going to do it. But I'll figure out something. Now the trick is going to be finding 2 more 2x4 that's halfway straight. And this is the last of my 2x4s I had left over, and a lot of them were twisted and crap and everything. So let's see what we can find out here. That there is not terrible. It ain't great either. And they all bow just a little bit. But that there will work, I think. Let's see. They all got like a little hump in them or something. I'll go back to this great lumber. Got lizards everywhere out here, I know that. I mean, literally. That there do. But y'all can't see what I'm doing over here. I got to cut these. Turn around where y'all can see me a little bit. Still got some ants on this one. All right. Let's make sure they are the same length. Oh yeah. Almost perfect. Well, let me get me a few boards. I have 5, I think. too shabby. Only 4. I have more there. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 more. Yes, these boards is wet. That don't help matters none, but oh well. Man, you'll wonder why I'm so quiet. You know, my mouth is just running all the damn time. Kind of deep in thought about what to do with this stuff out here. But, you know, just the way it can't even mark on it. Yeah, like I said, I should have ordered me another tent, like I got up yonder, just to put my daggone lumber up under. That's what I should have done. I should have, would have, could have. Damn blame bugs are terrible. My Lord have mercy. Just one more is all I needed. You hear a lot of mumbling under my breath. I got to remember what I walked over here for. That's sad, ain't it? Go to walk over to get something, forget why you're on your way. what you went to go get. Uh, hmm. Well, I don't know, something. Well, that kind of pulled a little bit. I remember back in the 70s, built a house for my mom and dad. There's a man who they was going to farm with. He was going to build them a house. He got all this scrap lumber from the lumber yard there in my hometown. I think it was all rough cut lumber too, I believe, if I remember right. It was warped and twisted, but he got it cheap, and he was a cheap old bastard. Luckily, the carpenter that was building the house, he was really good. He was a damn good carpenter. I mean, he could make any kind of lumber work. It was amazing how good he was. I'll never forget his name, Mr. Mendes Thane. I'm sure he's long gone, but he was in his mid-age when I was just a teenager, so I'm sure he's already gone. He was good at what he done. Real good. I know he fell out of an old house. He was tearing it down to get the lumber and stuff out of it. Or that same man that had all that money. And he fell out of that daggone thing. Oh, I ain't got enough hands to hold this in place. And I need about 4 hands sometimes 6. But I don't have it, so, you know, gotta make do with what I got. Yeah, yeah. Everybody said, why don't you just get some new lumber, get some better lumber? Well, it's like everything else. Lumber costs us money. I ain't saying like I'm broke or anything like that, but I've already bought this lumber. I mean, try to utilize as much of it as I can. I mean, you know, it is what it is. So, One of them things just gotta kind of go with the flow. Do what you got. I remember my daddy. He hardly ever bought new nails. Every time we'd pull a nail out of something, he threw it in a can and saved it. He'd straighten that booger out and use it. Use it over. I've seen him do so many nails like that. Every once in a while, he'd go to the store and he'd buy some damn nails. That was hardly ever. Money was tight growing up. Didn't have no money to throw away. Well, even back then, nails were cheap. But you try to save where you could. That was the name of the game. Had to save whatever nickel, dime you could save. I know my mom used to fuss at him about some of that stuff. But if it was for her, my daddy'd spend it for her. But, that's the way people were back then. You had to save whatever money you could at any time, any place. You get something a nickel cheaper, by God, you got it. That's just the way things were. So now people don't even worry about that kind of stuff now. They don't even flinch about it being $1, $2 more or something like that. A lot of people don't even think nothing about it. I know whenever I go to the grocery store, I notice stuff like that. I do, but I guess it's kind of useless. You know. But I worked for a grocery chain back in the day, so I just, I really, I really watch the prices of groceries and everything. Oh yeah. Well, y'all kind of see what I'm doing. I got to build 2 more like this if I got enough straight lumber. So I guess we're gonna cut it off at this right here. I'll go put this one up inside in there. At least it ain't standing on the ground. But shirt come unbuttoned. Sorry about that. Didn't even realize it. But yeah, everything's just different now than what it used to be. I mean, people don't think a whole lot about the price of anything, especially if they don't keep up with what the price of something was before. I know used to I could go buy groceries and I could come within a couple of dollars how much I had in my basket, my shopping basket. And I used to go in and take me a pad and pencil And I'd figure that stuff out as I went. And I'd get it all set for the tax. I'd get it some within a few cents of what it's supposed to be, unless something was priced wrong. But we just take everything for granted nowadays. I say everything. We take too much for granted. Let me rephrase that like that. We need to be more conscious of what we're paying for stuff and everything, and especially people that's on a budget. Some people really struggle with staying on a budget. But, it's just one of them things you got to, it's like everything else. You got to work at it. We're not per se on a budget. Not right now. Whenever I retire, we're probably going to go on probably a pretty strict budget, I imagine, whenever I retire. Which that's going to be a few years yet, because we want to try to get our mortgage paid off. And we don't know yet if we're going to keep our motor home. If we sell that next year, then we could take that and put towards and we knock it way down. But I kind of hate to get rid of it because I ain't going to find that good of a deal anywhere else on a motor home. But the upkeep on them things is kind of pricey. Tires, parts. I mean, especially the older it gets, the parts are harder to find, harder to get, just like the windshield. First, the driver's side windshield was cracked whenever we bought it. I didn't even notice it. So we paid out of our pocket to fix that, and that was $1,200-1,300. That was for the windshield and to get it put. No, it was right at $1,700-1,800. I think it was. We had to pay $500 for somebody to put it in, and the windshield was like 12. I think 12 something. That's crazy what the windshield was. Almost $300 and almost $400 up was shipping. Then we got a crack in the passenger side of the windshield. The insurance covered that. Thank goodness. And the guy that I was getting to put in the other side, he was tied up. I don't know if he was going to get around to it before we went on the next little trip. So I bought me the suction cups and everything off of Amazon and some windshield tools, little plastic, just little plastic, little straight little spoon things, and I reused the same gasket that was there, and I got the caulking that went around it. I had a tube left from having the other windshield put in, matter of fact. And I put that thing in myself. Now, don't get me wrong, that was a job. I would never, ever do it for somebody else. I mean, you can crack that thing so easy. It's just, well, it was plumb scary. And getting the old one out don't matter. It was already cracked and broke. So it didn't matter about that. But getting that new one in and not crack it or break it, and you trying to, and it's got a curve on one side. I mean, almost radius 90 on the far side over there, trying to get that in that gasket and everything. Man, that was a job. You had to keep bumping it and everything. Would you take the palm of your hand and kind of bump it, bump it over and everything. All I could see, I said, well, God, I should have started with that curved side first. I said, but no, I'm scared to try to take it back out and change. And by God, crap. I mean, I might crack it just trying to get it back out to regroup. So I just kept going the way I was going, and I got it in. It took me over 4 hours, closer to 5 probably. And then a guy come by a week later that was going to put it in, and name's Mark. He come by and said, come by and put your windshield in, Homer. I said, well, I already got it in. He said, you get to put it in? I said, I put it in myself. He said, get out of here. He went and looked at it and everything. He said, hey, look, you did a good job. I said, yeah, but I sure wouldn't want to do it again. I said, you ain't got to worry about me taking your job away from you. Oh, that was a booger. Oh, my Lord. I had to build me a deck up there in front of the motorhome, build me some steps going up to it and everything. I said, Lord have mercy. I said, I wouldn't have your job for all the money and for all the tea in China. I said, I can't even imagine doing that for a living. So the thing is heavy for one thing. It's almost 100 pounds. and you're trying to wrestle up. I've seen people online using step ladders and changing them things. I don't know how in the world they done that. They're a lot stronger than I am, is all I can say. Well, that's enough about that. I'm going to cut this off, and maybe 6:30 I might go and clear hang up for today. But we'll start another one here later on in the week. I'll try to get some of this online. Y'all have a good one. Leave me a comment, subscribe, give me a like or something other. Y'all make me some comments on some of this stuff on this garage. I know I'm doing a lot of crap wrong. So you can flog me a little bit. Not harsh, just a little. All right. Y'all have a good one.